Alright guys, this is going to be the first of many videos that you're going to see throughout the semester, right? And since it's the beginning, first of all, I hope everybody's safe, everybody's feeling good. Again, you guys know, wash your hands and whatnot, safe hygiene, clean hygiene, I mean, right? If you don't feel well, don't go outside. If you're suspicious of going to certain places that you might think might have a large crowd or whatnot, don't go there. But just keep yourself safe and watch these videos. So every week I'm going to send up videos, and those are going to be the lectures. I'll talk more about them in a minute. But let's go over the syllabus again, since now that we converted to online course, I want you to see the changes that we're going to have. So in the syllabus, if you open it up, it's on Blackboard, and I'll show you where I posted it. You guys have my name, my email, right? The class location and class time, which again is online now, so that's not really relevant, except the case that the office hours is going to be held on the class time the first day, right, between 1:15 to 2:45, and that's going to be at that time on CUNY Blackboard, and I have my phone number that you guys could reach. And it's also going to be by appointment if you can't make that time, which for no reason you should be available at that time, um, regardless, because that's the time we have the class. So there should be no reason you're not available. But for any reason you can't make it, we could schedule office hours to talk to me at other times. So going over the learning outcomes, we talked about this earlier on in the semester, right? I expect you guys to articulate mathematical processes orally and in writing, right? This semester we're going to build on what we already knew last semester, and about creating graphs, about looking at trends and whatnot, right? So we're going to be looking at a lot of percent change, ratio change, and relating it to real world examples, right? In the end of the semester, we're going to be talking about exponential change also. We're talking about linear first and then exponential. So we're going to talk about growth and decay and whatnot. So keep on going. The college-wide policies, these are the same for all courses. Remember, I expect you guys to be honest, right? Respectful, not plagiarize, give credit whenever you guys take information from other sources, cite Office of Accessibility. We talked about this extensively, right? Excuse me. Critical management, viewpoint tolerance, again, be respectful. Civility is essential to all scholarly discourse. Um, Expectation outside of class. So again, since this is an online course now, all your courses, right, we expect you to do a lot of heavy lifting at home, right? Meaning that if you have videos, take notes. If you have assignments, be on top of it, right? You guys save time. Technically, you're saving time on commute, right? So use that extra time that you have to do more of the studying, because we want everybody to do well, right? Starfish, right? So Starfish, again, you guys know it's a place where I could give kudos or raise a flag, talk to your SSA, and let them inform them, knowing, let them know if anything's happening at home, in class. I mean that seems out of the ordinary. Right, also for you guys to talk to your SSAs. Now, for the people that need accommodations, you guys already know how to raise flags on Starfish, right? So I'm going to talk about quizzes in a bit, but the idea is still the same. So when we're going to have a quiz next week, excuse me, next week, and if you need accommodations, raise that so I could tweak the quiz so it'll be more time or whatever time you need and whatever accommodations you need. I could tweak the quiz for that purpose. Again, you need a notebook, a pen, a calculator for your assignments. For your, we're going to be using Excel a lot, so I expect you guys to download that. Uh, Also, again, expectations and participation engagement. So I'll get to that in a minute. So the grading system again is the same. It's still 250, 250, 250 for each of the classes, and the integrated assignments add up to 250. So they're a quarter each. So it's very important that you do well in all your classes in City Seminar. But the quantitative reasoning, the thing that changed now is, instead of the attendance and participation, we have the Blackboard discussions, right? That's going to take up 25 points out of your 250 quantitative reasoning. And then the quiz is the same, again, 75 points, 5 quizzes, 15 points each. Assignments are 150. You're going to have 5 of them. Whatever the lowest one you get is going to get dropped. So I'm going to grade the top 4 assignments that you have. All right. Continuing on to the weekly schedule, right? Again, this is tentative, right? If we need to slow down, we'll slow down. If we cover a topic faster, we speed up, right? So I want to stick to these dates, right? These dates show each of the weeks, and then each of the topics. I'm going to have a lesson plan. I'm going to have a video on each of these lessons, right? So we'll go over those in a week-to-week basis. And the assignment and quiz dates and the integrated assignment dates, they're all up here, right? On the left-hand column, right-hand column, excuse me, right-hand column. They're all here, right? The first quiz is going to be next week. It's going to be on percent change. Then following that, there's quizzes and assignments for each of the topics. So I'll talk about more as we get time. This in a couple of days, I'll send out another uh, email or email and a video. I'll send out that talks about these more in detail. Right now, let's go to Blackboard. Right, you guys all should have access to Blackboard. And if you remember, there's multiple ways of going on. You could get into My Gutman. The way I do it is just go to cuny.edu. On the right hand side, you go to login, hover over, click Blackboard. Sign in with your credentials. Log in. Once you're in Blackboard, now you guys should remember that you guys used this last semester and everything, but just in case, if your email changed, right, or for some reason you don't check your, you want to update your email, so you go to the home, scroll all the way in the bottom, there's in the Tools tab, there's Update Email, right? You click on that, you put it your most current email, the one that you're gonna be using every day. I prefer you send it from your government, but if you don't use that, if you don't check that every day, put your email that you check every day, hit submit, right? I'm gonna hit cancel, but hit submit once you change that. Again, you guys know that, remember, the quantitative reasoning class is the P, right? So whatever your course room, LAS 102, right? Make sure you look at the spring semester, right? Whether it's 10, 11, or 12P, depends on your cohort, right? Click on that, and you're gonna see all your information there, right? So let's just go to one random one. Let's go to 11P, and this is gonna be the same for all in the same house, right? So I have it set up exactly the same. Right, in the information tab, you're gonna see your syllabus. So right now it's saying cohort 1 or 2. If you're not cohort 1 or 2, if you're a different cohort, you're gonna go to your one, you're gonna see the same one. Idea is the same, right? So I'm gonna post this video that I'm recording on Blackboard right here underneath the syllabus. So you click on information, it's gonna be underneath the syllabus, so you can follow along with this video and check out Blackboard at the same time, right? So going back, so I went to your class, your cohort's Blackboard. So you're going to see the syllabus here, right? Under the content tab, you have week 1 when we talked about the preliminary quiz and the introduction, and then week 2 we talked about the percent change. Underneath each one of these, I'm going to post up videos, right? Explaining it one more time. So if you were there as if you were in class, right, or you were having these classes, what would I teach you, right? And I'll also have solutions for the worksheets and whatnot. At the end of the week, I'll put up solutions, right? So every week you'll see a pile up, week 2, week 3, week 4. I'll post them on the weekends, right, before the week starts, videos and worksheets and whatnot, what I expect you guys to work through the week, right? Moving on, the quizzes. Remember, the quiz right now is empty. I didn't post anything yet. The quizzes and the assignments. So quizzes will be during class time, and assignments will be at the end of the week, right? Assignments will be open. You can submit them whenever, but the quizzes will be open for a limited time. And once you start it, you'll have 15 minutes, unless you need accommodations. Then I adjust it based on what you send out through Starfish, and the Office of Accessibility contacts me, giving the information. So other than that, I'm going to email you guys when the quizzes will be open and how long they will be open for, and how much time you get. Again, is 15 minutes, right? Now, the participation comes in the discussion board, right? So in the discussion board, you're going to see the discussion. So I put up week 4, so week 4 is next week. So in the discussion, what I expect, again, every student should post at least one thread by the end of the week, right, which is Saturday midnight. In the subject, put your name and refer to this intro video. So this video I'm creating right now, make sure you see it. It's in the information tab, right? And the thread could either be a question or comment about that week's lecture or a reply to someone else's thread. Now, what do I mean by that? So let's say you're in the home page, right? You have a question about, let's say in the content page, right? You see the video for week 4 when it's posted, right? You see a video on that and you have a question, right? So you go to discussion, and again, remember, this is mandatory. This is how I'm going to check your attendance / participation, is through this. You see, this is week 4 discussions. You click on it, and right now it's empty because nobody put up anything. You create a thread. So in the thread, in the subject, you're going to put your name, right? So I'm going to put Ashfaq Khan, right? Again, don't put my name, put your name, right? And the message is you write up whatever question you have, right? So imagine on that week we talked about percent change, and remember we talked about in class, right? So I had a question on when to use 1 plus and 1 minus during percent change, right? Remember that percent change, we use 1 plus when it's increasing, for example attacks, and 1 minus when it's decreasing. So if you have this question, let's say you're working on a specific problem, you could take a picture of it and send that picture over to me, and I could take a look at it and answer your question that way. See, oh, you're stuck in this part, I could send it to you, right? So that's, you click that browse my computer. Once you're done, right, you hit submit. Now, remember, you have two options. You could either create a thread and ask a question, or you could comment on somebody else's question. Let's say you know this person, right? Let's say a friend of yours posts something, and you click on their name and you see their thread, right? And they ask this question, and you're like, yeah, I know how to answer that, so I'm going to reply, right? Reply again. Now, instead of this, your subject's going to be whatever your name is, right? So now, remember, you had two options. You could either be the person that asks the question, or it could be the one that replies, right? So let's say this is a different person, right? So let's say this is Ashfaq 2, right? So this is a different person. I'm going to pretend I'm a different person, right? And I saw this question, and now I have a reply to it. So I'm saying when the starting amount is increased, right? For example, taxed, you use 1 plus. When the starting amount is decreased, right? So for example, if you're talking about a discount, and a lot of times they tell you in the question if it's increased or decreased, right? Well, you use 1 minus, and remember, use 1 minus the decimal, not the percentage, and for the plus, 1 plus. Again, if you have trouble remembering this, I'm going to have a video on percent change, right? So this was if that week's topic was on percent change. So if whatever that topic of that week is, make sure you talk about only um, that topic, right? Again, if they posted a video of their work and you want to post a video, not video, if they posted a photo of their work and you want to post a photo of your work, right, showing that, oh, this is the right way to do it, right? You could do that, hit submit, and then I could see everybody that posted and that replied and whatnot, right? So I'll have an idea of who posted what, right? That way, I can see. I'll count as the participation. I'll count as participation, and you do this every week. Remember, you have to do this every week, right? So right now I'm going to delete this. I don't really need this. So that's the discussion. Now, remember, every week I'm gonna have office hours, right? So if you want to meet me meaning virtually, right? You go to CUNY BB Collaborate, right? That's this one right here. And the office hours are already set up, right? All the dates are set up here, right? So next week and then the following week and so on and so forth. I have them all set up. So right now, as you can see, none of them started yet, right? So since it didn't start, you can't really see it, right? So let's create one for right now. So let's see how it looks. So this is called, let's say, test session, right? So this is not really a session we're going to have, but let me just create it. Hit save. So once it shows up, it's going to say in progress. So make sure you look out for during this time, right? During this time, I'm going to have office hours, right? So when you click it, you go right here, join session. So if you want to talk to me, you click join session, and I'll be here at that time. And also have my phone number on the syllabus. You guys have access to that if you're not using Blackboard. So you come to this page, right? They might ask you, can I have access to your video? Can I have access to your audio? Again, you don't have to show your video. Your video could be off. If you don't want to talk to me and you want to chat instead, you could have your audio off as well. I prefer you have the audio on, so you and I could talk. But if you don't want to, you could turn both of them off. And if you want to chat instead, that's on this side. You click the purple, and then you click moderator. That's me, right? And then you type up whatever questions you have, right? And then you send it, right? Hit enter, and then I'll send up a response to it as well, right? I could also video share my screen. If you have questions about any of the documents we went over, we could talk about that as well, and that'll be the office hours in that way, right? And then we close it, end session, right? Click this, leave session. Skip this now. Hours will be set up that way, right? So what else? We talked about information. Remember, keep an eye out for, this is the video will be here on the syllabus. Keep an eye out for the weekly videos, right? They'll all be here. I can't send these videos via email. They'll all be on Blackboard. They're too big. The videos are too big. I can't send them through email, but they will be here, right? Keep an eye out for the quizzes. Keep an eye out for the emails, right? The Blackboard Collaborate is for office hours. The discussions, again, every week you must post at least a question or reply to someone's question. Everybody must do that, right? And keep an eye out for everything else. And did I miss anything? No. All right. So again, guys, stay safe. I'll keep in contact with you guys if you need anything. Send me an email, right? And hopefully this semester will go well.